Hey everyone, welcome
Hey,
back. We're trying something new today, so let's see if you like it. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about something that's really special to both of us. It's us.
so today we're gonna talk about how we convinced our parents to accept each other and all the challenges we faced.
It's been quite a journey. 5 years together? That's wild. I'm really excited to share our story and some of the things that we learned along the way, especially when it comes to dealing with the concerns from both of our families. And we're hoping that this video can help anyone that's going through something similar to us or that is going through concerns about their partner and their family.
I mean, in my situation, I didn't really have to convince my parents. They were very accepting because they always wanted what I wanted. Like, I mean,
Prioritizing your happiness.
yeah, so they were like, if you're happy with this, we are happy with this because it's your life. That's how it went for me.
Did you feel like any sense of hesitation telling them about us? Or were you just like, yeah, it's going to be fine?
No, I didn't feel any hesitation because since I grew up in a city which is like a lot of people in New Delhi is very open minded. So like I never had that fear that they won't accept it. The way they raised me, I never had any fear for like sharing anything with them. I always tell them everything because they never made me feel like I should be scared if I share with them.
I know that when we were first friends, you wanted an arranged marriage. So that shift from arranged marriage to love marriage, that didn't affect you in any way, did it?
No, maybe I was just denying it. Like I thought like I'll just go with the flow, then I'll just do a marriage when my parents tell me to, like at certain age,
Right.
because I wasn't really thinking about marriage at that point, or falling in love, or any like love marriage and stuff. So I was just enjoying my age at that time because I was young.
I mean, we were really young. We were 22 when we met. Not
Yeah,
even. We were 21.
yeah, so that's young.
That's really young. I remember when we first started talking about our relationship, I think I was feeling pretty nervous about how your parents would feel about me, especially with like the, what is it? Like the, not prejudice, but like that misconception that Desi parents or white families won't accept the other person. Um, I mean, we come from like such different backgrounds, obviously. So, I mean, it's a huge cultural gap.
Yeah, like in the beginning we faced a lot of challenges with each other because for me, like I never been with a white girl before this. So for me, I didn't really know how to be understanding according to her, like because she was very open minded, I wasn't. So we had a lot of fights in the beginning, like about every small thing.
Do you think your parents had any worries about me after they heard about me?
uh yeah, it's I think they didn't know better, so I think they were judging you as a white person, what they heard about white people, that oh, like be careful, the it doesn't, like divorce is very common in western countries, but they don't understand that why it's common, because in India, like it's like because of families and stuff, you don't get divorced because it's like a shame, like oh, what people gonna say if you get divorced. But here it's not like that, so that's why divorce is common, which is right, because it instead of living with someone who you fighting every day, you rather just go on other path and find someone who you are compatible with.
I think that's a big thing that we had to address was the like the Western mindset versus like the South Asian mindset and like the individuality versus the co- collective mindset. I think that was probably a huge concern for your parents, was that like, oh, like she's just going to do what she wants maybe. But they never vocalized any of their concerns. They were just kind of, I think they kept it
No,
inside, right? Because it's something
could
we
be,
talked
but
about
yeah, but
later.
did they really show any concern?
They
Because
never
they,
showed it, but
so
they
I
just
don't know
had
if they
it.
have it. Like
Like, I think mommy said something like she was scared that I wouldn't be able to fit in, or like the things that they heard about white people, and then like, is she nice, or even stuff like language. I think those were the things that she kind of mentioned. But then when she talked to me and then she met me, she's like, I didn't feel any of that after.
they just had a concern, like because what they heard about white people. That's it. But they weren't. They weren't like. They. I don't think so. She ever thought you wouldn't fit in.
Like with the
Since
family, I mean.
no,
No?
since you were wearing like Indian clothes too in the from the beginning, even before you met me. So she was like, yeah, like I think she probably thought you might fit in because you were really into the culture and you were learning about the culture, and then
Yeah.
your tattoo and everything.
Because some of
Then
my friends had brought me some stuff from India before. And I mean, like, I had a few, like, at my workplace.
hmm,
That's fair. So what do you think that, like, if someone is in our circumstance and they feel like their parents might not be accepting, like, what do you think that the parents or they should do?
I mean, you can try to explain them that it's about like your happiness, not really parents' happiness, because you're choosing your life partner like for yourself. It's not like your parents are marrying that person. They already got married. I think like they can say like if they have like any doubt, like oh yeah, that person might be bad or something, but they can't really, I think, force their kid like no, you can't marry her or him.
Or, like, the guilt trip of, like, it's us or them?
Yeah, it happens mostly in small cities, or you can say villages more,
Hmm.
where like parents have that power. I don't know how they raise their kid. So kid also, like the son and whatever, they listen to the parents. Like there's like a case in my friendship. Like one of my friends, like he had a Muslim girlfriend, but like her parents, I don't know what they told her or anything. Like she said, "Oh yeah, I can't continue this because my parents don't want this." So like I think the way she was raised, she just listened to her parents about every single thing.
I think there's also, like, probably the mentality that family transcends all. Um, or blood is thicker than water, right? Like, it's
Mm,
like you don't choose your family, so you should prioritize your family.
yeah, and the relatives thing, family, what people gonna say, what relatives gonna say.
Log kya kahenge?
Yeah, that shouldn't be like the issue ever. Like this is your family. Nobody should be like nobody should have the authority to control you. So
Hmm.
it's like you and your direct family. That's it.
I think from an outsider's perspective, so like a white person coming into a South Asian like family, or just any culture going into any other culture, I think from the outsider's way is that we need to understand what their family values are, just like they need to understand what our family values are, and adjust accordingly. So if there's language barriers, you can learn a few words, you can learn how to say hello, how are you, even just the simple things like that. That's putting an effort, and that breaks down one
Yeah.
brick of that huge wall that you're facing, right? And the next thing is like learning about the religion. If you have a different religion, you don't need to convert, but you can understand and respect, right? Our cultural things, like how you would greet a parent, or how you would, what would be a nice thing to gift a parent on the first meeting. Like maybe in a white family, it would be to give flowers, or to give a bottle of wine or whatever. And then maybe like in a Sikh family or another family, you could give like a religious painting, or you can give flowers or desserts or anything. Like, I think you have to make a good impression and just show that you're trying to learn about that person, because I think the biggest concern for parents is that the
Yeah.
child chooses someone that pulls them away from their inherent culture,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it happened in our friend circle. Like you like try to learn, then you were like you show the interest in our culture and other like even festivals, everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they never really had any doubt. Like they don't think you won't fit in because you're doing everything just like a brown girl would do.
Mm.
I think like cooking. Like it's not like you cooking for me or stuff. Like
Yeah.
everything. You're responsible.
Just like how you're trying to learn French for me and
Yeah.
then do my things as well. We have Christmas dinner and we're aware that there's like other things that are happening. There's also sick things that are happening at the same time. So we try to divide the time up equally so that we can respect each
Yeah.
other's culture and religion in that sense. So maybe we can move on to like some advice for parents who might be facing similar situations, and like things to remember as a parent. Like, for example, give your child space to grow. That person that they choose may not be the right person for them, but if you force them and say, no, you can't, they may rebel against you and you may lose that trust and bond between each other, right?
Yeah. That I mean, Indian parents always like keep their kid like inside. They don't really give that much freedom to them. Most of the
Mm.
parents in India. So that's like then at certain age they expect the kid to be responsible. But it's the thing is they never let you be an adult. Then how do you expect me to be an adult now?
It's like you can't date, but now why aren't you married?
Yeah. So you didn't let me date anyone. Then why are you not getting married? That.
I think another thing that we need to remember is not to judge based off of stereotypes. I think that's an issue that we've struggled with my family, is that there's stereotypes about Indian people or South Asian people, and um, people tend to forget that every person is an individual person. They're their own person, and regardless of their cultural background, we can't assume things based off of that ethnicity or culture, right? Um, I think also something like values. As long as the main core values are shared and you have those values like respect, love, loyalty, those things matter the most. Other things
Yeah.
you can work out together.
Like yeah, my parents like how you are hardworking, you're studying too, and
Mm.
then working full time, study full time, work. It's not easy. Then you also go to Gurdwara with me. So those are the
Mm.
things like they like that
Mm.
you do those things. That's what a brown girl would do too, right?
Mm.
So it's about like yeah, if you're participating in each other's culture and religion, like then I think it should be good.
That's true. I know another thing that I could recommend for parents is to give it time. Like, don't make a judgment based off of the first few meetings.
Yeah.
I think you can't expect things to change overnight. A person may not understand things. I've made mistakes. I've said things that were probably ignorant because you don't know and you're trying to learn. I said a swear word instead of saying house once. Like, it happens. And as relationships grow, so does acceptance. And it's a journey. Like, we grew up together. We were young kids and now we're entering our late 20s. So we went from our early 20s to our late 20s together. And I think that's a huge thing because we've seen every stage of every relationship. And it's not easy. Um,
Yeah.
and I think being able to grow together and having that understanding of each other, knowing that, things don't change overnight and that we are allowing each other to grow for each other, I think that is what has made our relationship so strong, regardless of who has said what.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I think every relationship which is interracial would have fights in the beginning, like more fights than a like normal relationship which is not interracial.
Yeah, because even like not political, but like values or thoughts or
Yeah,
acceptance levels are different for each person, right? And I think that was a huge thing for arguments, is that I have such a different way of thinking.
yeah. So some things I used to think which like I thought which was right, but then I had to change the way I think because of her. Then some things she had to change because of me. You have to compromise.
Yeah. And compromising doesn't mean giving up yourself.
Yeah,
It means taking time to respect what your partner has to say, reflecting on it, and perhaps giving a response. It doesn't necessarily mean you're agreeing with them, but it also means that you're understanding what your partner needs from you and what you need from them. That is compromise.
yeah. Things. Yeah, it's like small things which would make me uncomfortable. Like I don't expect her to do that, and same like vice versa.
Absolutely. And to everyone watching, if you're in an interracial couple or you're just a parent trying to understand more about your child's relationship, just remember that love is what matters most. And you have to trust in whatever you believe in, God, karma, whatever, that everything will eventually fall into place. And if it doesn't, it's just a lesson in life, and that's okay too. So I think that's it, unless you have anything else to say. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And we hope that this video has helped you in some way or gained some sort of understanding of us, or if you're just trying to understand the dynamics of what is going on in your life or in someone else's life. And if you found this video helpful or you just enjoyed it, please like it, subscribe it, hit the bell icon. You maybe won't miss any future videos. And we'd love to hear your thoughts and any stories that you'd like to share in the comments below. So we will see you next time. And just remember, love does technically always win.